fresh coffee and bagels too. A new day is waiting for us, we got lots of fun stuff to do. I take pride in never working a day, can't see the use, shop it anyway. Who can think I'm such a low-down crap? Growing up is just a trap.
IQ&A.
Welcome! It is Marvel month. This is Mergy Movies. I'm Big Mike.
I'm Justin Fergy.
My special guest again.
What? This is Mergy Movies again?
Yeah, you're going to be in every Mergy Movies this month, so get used to it.
No, I just didn't know which one we were doing.
Well,
Sam,
I would say it's behind us, but our continuity error last episode, apparently we're doing Mergy Movies again.
We film all these at once, so we don't have to do
A
one
bunch.
every week.
Yeah, it's, well, just because, you know, kids, video game system.
Video
That's just
games
how it
and
works.
books.
Yeah, sorry.
We got a bookshelf.
We're all busy. Yes, you have a bookshelf.
It means we can put our books someplace. They've been in boxes the whole time.
They're so cute.
And now we're buying another one, so we put our video games and movies on there because we have no place for those either. They're all in a bunch of totes.
Did you just nearly say doobies? Because I approved that.
We're going to put our doobies on
I was
there.
going to say, what was I going to say? DVDs.
Hey,
And I was like, doobies.
What?
It's
Doobies.
gonna be legal this summer.
That's weed, isn't
Woo!
it?
I'm totally
Well, we're here to
doing
talk
it.
about Marvel.
Which you could do weed while watching.
Which would be amazing while watching.
Fucking
Raccoon is talking.
Fucking raccoon, man.
Thanos, fine, I'll
Dude.
do it myself. Just
No, man. That's, the raccoon is a different kind of hot.
Yeah, that's
Very
a
Bradley
good.
Cooper channeling Joe Penn.
My impression of me watching
That is what
any
it
Marvel.
is.
My impression of me watching any Marvel movie on LSD. See this?
exactly. All right, so
Especially Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
that's a trippy movie. So, what we are going to talk about right now,
Just remember the LSD trip.
We do not
Oh,
condone
yeah.
the use of LSD.
we do,
Unless it's for
watching Marvel movies with.
no,
No,
for
no, you.
secret experiments.
Yeah,
Oh,
dealing with the mentally challenged.
that's Wormwood, I think, on Netflix.
That's that actually happened. The CIA was
It's on Netflix. There's a whole special.
was drugging people, and that was called the America Ultra or something like that.
Again.
No, what?
It's on
fucking-
Netflix.
Yeah.
Yes, Netflix.
But we're here to talk about Marvel,
Yes.
you guys.
Sorry.
ADHD.
Sorry, I gotta stop throwing things out there. Some CDs.
Exactly. So here's what's
all
going on.
over the place.
This topic on this episode, we're going to do kind of, hopefully, we say shorter episodes, but they end up going 10 minutes. I mean, last episode I mentioned Marvel, and yeah, we went an extra 10 minutes just on that.
It kind of went off the
So here's what's going to happen.
side.
Everybody's going to get their quick chance to talk about this podcast, to talk about their favorite Marvel movie and why it's their favorite Marvel movie. Start. So I'll let you guys think. We're going to start with Ferguson.
It's the one movie I could watch
Favorite
a million
Marvel
times
Okay.
over.
Okay. Let him talk.
Go nuts.
Okay.
Thank
My
you.
favorite Marvel movie so far. Oh, that's a hard one.
Just like my penis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, it isn't. Anyway, okay.
I have to say Guardians of the Galaxy.
Still, okay.
The first one.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the second one. The second one's really good, but that first one, when you consider not just how fun and memorable the movie is, but the risk they took making that movie.
That's the biggest risk payoff.
Because it's like DC couldn't fucking pull that off.
DC
DC could not.
no.
They can't get their mainstay characters right.
They tried to do a Guardians with Suicide Squad and it didn't quite work.
It kind of flopped pretty hard.
Okay.
But Marvel's like, we're going to take the most obscure fucking characters in our entire catalog, and we're going to make the most fun movie we can out of it.
Oh no, I don't think they're the most obscure. Because Beta Squad's pretty bad.
Well, Alpha Flight. No.
Or yeah, Alpha Flight and Beta.
Oh, I still want to see it.
I think it's Beta. Is it Beta Squad or Beta Flight?
Fucking
It's
Sasquatch.
the
Yeah.
I wanna see
Sasquatch
Sasquatch
is part of
bad.
it. They are the Canadian
and they
Avengers.
gotta
Alpha
be.
Flight. That's
They
Alpha
have to
Flight.
be. Yeah.
I thought that
They-
was Beta Flight.
No,
it's
Alpha
Alpha.
Flight. They gotta be.
I'd like
If
to
they
see
ever
it.
do
It's
an
all
Alpha Flight movie,
Canadians.
they gotta be. Yeah, it's gotta be like heavy Canadian accent and shit and everything.
Oh, yeah,
They
eh?
gotta
Let's
get Bob and
take
Doug
this.
McKenzie in it somewhere.
Yeah, I know, right? That movie has to be like filled with Canadian cameos in it so much. Like it like has to be.
They've got to have like fuck. Disney's already put Peter Mansbridge in one of their movies. That is fucking Canadian obscure.
Yes.
Because he's the
Peter
fucking
Moosebridge.
moose. What Peter Moosebridge in Zootopia?
Yeah, he is.
Peter Bruce Bridge is the best.
They're looking at making an Alpha
I
Flight
know,
movie.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
So anyway, we're not going on speculations. That's another episode. Let's focus on
Captain
this.
Canada's
Just
gonna
calm
be
down.
anyways.
Just calm down.
Captain Canada.
Okay.
And the director too, James Gunn. If you ever watch any of his other stuff, like Slither, the shit
Slither,
is all. That is one of the most. You think Walrus is fucking weird, like Tusk is fucking weird.
Really, eh?
Yeah, Slither is worse.
Oh,
Like
wow.
all of his shit is so weird. And it's like, we're going to hand you $200 million and some of our weirdest fucking characters, a talking tree, a gun
Raccoon.
crazy raccoon, you know.
Yeah.
This is the power Marvel has, though. It's like, I'll watch it.
It's
I'll
like
watch
Star
it.
Wars.
And then you're like this.
No.
That raccoon is fucking awesome. And the fact that they were able to somehow work Yondu into it, like this obscure, like the original Guardians from the fucking 60s, where they tried to take it super serious and everything.
Yeah.
And it's like space Indians and things like that. That's what he is in the original.
I know, but just
Yeah,
Jesus. Yeah, no,
I would say that's my favorite one
that's
so
your
far.
absolute favorite. So far.
Just the balls of it, and then on top of it, it's a good movie too.
Of course it is. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Alex.
No, I'm not ready.
Okay,
yet.
not ready yet. Sammy, you ready?
I'm not fucking ready.
I'm ready.
It's
My
hard.
favorite Marvel movie so far. I'm going through
But
them
for
all.
me, it's like there's like 3 other ones that are like right
Yeah,
there.
right there. My favorite Marvel movie is still the original team up, the Avengers, and I'll tell you why. Right now I'm watching all the movies with Chloe right now, which is great. We've watched 12 out of 19 movies. I gotta give that kid credit because there's a lot of things where it's a little slow for a 5-year-old. So but I've guided her through it as best as I can. So she's like sitting there like, "What's going on?" And I say, "This man's trying to kill that man." Oh, and she keeps watching. So anyway, so the reason why I like the original Avengers so much is because, first of all, this little movie that Jon Favreau decided to make is called Iron Man, and he made this movie. Not thinking much of it. He's like, fuck it, let's throw Nick Fury at the end of it, see what happens.
Yeah.
That movie became so, like, symbolic, so it boosted the superhero franchise, obviously, into high gear, and that's when we got, like, the Hulk, we got an Incredible
Hulk came first.
No,
Nope.
Incredible Hulk came
Incredible Hulk came before they even knew that they were going to do it.
No, check it again.
No,
You sure?
it is the first on the list.
Yeah.
Chronologically.
Yes.
No, well, not even chronologically. I'm pretty sure the Hulk came.
No,
before
Iron Man came first. Because, what's his name? Robert Downey Jr. made an appearance at the end of Hulk. They both came within the same year.
Shit. 2008, June 13th, 2008, and then the first Iron Man, June 13th, right? 2008. May 2nd, Iron Man did come
I know it
first
did. Yeah.
by about a month.
Yep. No, they decided to do that, and then actually
They must have been filming at the same time.
because of the success of Iron Man, they threw in that last little cameo with Robert Downey Jr. at the end, tying all the movies together. Now, because of that, you got a build-up of like, hey, you know what? Let's go for it. So we got Thor, then we got Cap, and then we got the Avengers. And now, because of that giant build-up, you're expecting something awesome, and Joss Whedon did not disappoint. That movie is solid in story, in action.
It's
It
Joss
gives you
Whedon,
the
man.
first fucking moment of these heroes working together. Badass combos that you only see in video games and comic books, like Cap with the shield and Iron Man blasting off of it, the Hulk and Thor fighting each
Yeah, that
other and
reminded me of
shit.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Like
too.
even in Age of Ultron, like I'm just going ahead a little bit, but even in Age of Ultron, there's a badass moment when sorry, spoiler alert, but if you are, fuck you, because seriously. But
Every time you watched it already.
and why are you watching this podcast, you idiot? So anyway, sorry, I got mad for a second. Anyway, so there's a scene obviously that's just you don't really expect it when it happens when Vision's created. And he's like, all right, let's go, basically, okay, let's go do this fight. And he hands over Thor's hammer. And you're like, holy shit. I totally forgot about that. And then there's like a scene where they're like fighting, and all of a sudden, he picks it up and just fucking hits Ultron right in the face with a fucking hammer. It's just, the first Avengers movie, though, is so solid. It still gives me goosebumps. And obviously, because I'm a big baby, I tear up every time I see those action scenes. Because it's just the most badass.
It's a good time to be alive.
It's a good time to be alive. It's for a nerd, you know. It's all the culmination of all these heroes coming together. Is just it's unbelievable. Like, you never would have expected this to happen, especially with
The nerds have taken over the world.
The nerds have taken over, I mean, we fought for a long time to get a fucking Justice League movie, and look what happened. Although I'm not saying Justice League is terrible,
No, that's actually.
it's not good.
It could have honestly been better.
It's not good.
No.
They could have done better.
Comic book wise, it's not good. It's entertaining. I will watch it again,
Oh yeah,
but it is not that good.
But-
Really.
honestly, they could have done better.
It's not that. It's how DC does things. Anyway, so we're already hit our 10-minute mark, but we're going to keep going. So, okay.
I got mine.
Okay.
Honestly, it was a throw up between the first Avengers, but it was also a throw up between Thor Ragnarok. And
You're a big Thor guy, so.
I love Thor, but what I liked about Ragnarok is it was 3 stories put into one.
Yeah.
It was Thor Ragnarok, it was Planet Hulk,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the first sighting of the Grand Master, which I can't remember which comic he was, but he was not on Planet Hulk. He was never on Sakura at that
Right.
time. He was actually long dead before Planet Hulk. And he's actually a Celestial, which is odd because he was dead. But anyways, he actually sacrificed himself in the comics, if I remember correctly. Anyways, what I love about that one is it was Planet fucking Hulk. But anyways,
Yeah.
my favorite one that I have to give props to every time, and it's because it blew my mind the first time I saw it, was definitely Iron Man.
Iron Man, you still going with the original?
I was gonna say Incredible Hulk is a good follow-up to that.
It's good, yeah.
But Iron Man is what set the pace. Iron Man,
Yeah.
If
it was
Iron Man didn't
amazing.
work-
Those visuals,
Yes.
but the visuals.
Yes.
Think about it. Nobody had ever seen that, like the building of the suit for the first time, the first usage of it. No one had ever seen that, and the fact that it was
It's a
so
great
close
story.
to the comic book for the start of it, anyways, and then it kind of flew off with Warmonger or Ironmonger.
Yeah, but whatever.
But
I mean,
it was very good for its time. It was very. It was.
It's still good.
It.
Still
It was
solid.
literally the spark of the Big Bang for Marvel Universe,
Definitely.
for the Marvel MCU.
Definitely.
There, it
Without,
was.
like Fergie said, without Iron Man, you don't get anything else.
And the Iron Man movies have always set the visual. How complex can we make this scene?
Yeah.
How many moving parts in this scene? How
yeah.
many intricate things going on?
And say what you will about
Always
Iron Man 3, like the Mandarin twist is shitty,
It was shitty.
but the action in that show is solid, man.
Well, that's Shane Black. Shane Black is
Yes.
a great action director. I don't know if he quite worked with that story, but his ability to shoot action is very few guys.
Fantastic.
They
very few
really
guys
Iron
do
Man
with
3 was it was 2 stories. It was Extremist,
Mhm.
and it was also, I believe, it's called Demon in a Bottle,
Yeah, so
where it was Tony Stark's fall. Except this time it wasn't alcoholism; it was his anxiety.
yeah,
He had to get over his anxiety to become Iron Man once again.
yeah, exactly.
But it was mix it too.
Yeah. Alex, do you have it yet?
I had it and then I just lost it, but it wasn't actually part of the full. Fuck, I don't. Oh, it's Spider-Man Homecoming.
Spider-Man Homecoming, you like? Yeah, I think it's
First coming back.
We
Spider-Man.
like
It's
Fergie
like
and
the
I.
welcoming back of it
Yeah.
there too. where
Yes.
It's like he is a geek, and very snappy in his comebacks, and then
And I'll have to say
it's
that
why Spider-Man. It's like, and they showed a really, really awesome example of why Spider-Man just hanging around downtown. Because in the
It
rural
makes sense. There's just
areas.
no goddamn trees.
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Never mind.
Sorry, it's just fucking
So-
catching
So
the
yeah,
train.
so I thought it was great. It was witty. It was fun, and it
Also, like Fergie and I were discussing in one of our previous podcasts. Yeah, well, like discussing in our previous podcast, probably one of the most best villains of the entire franchise, the Vulture.
Vulture. Yeah.
the best
Fantastic.
version of him in general. Ever.
Yeah,
I've
really.
never
He's a
seen-
goofy fucking character.
He's very
He is,
good.
and they made him something you could believe in, something that you felt
But
for.
one thing I
even.
quite liked about this is they only had the one villain, and that was it.
They had a couple.
Well, they
had
made-
a
the one
few.
main.
Not like that all required
Yeah,
a story.
not like-
Yeah,
you know,
but
they
it's
were
not
sort
like
of just
it's not
there.
like the ones that were first
Still not.
released by what's it, Sony or Fox? No, it's
Sony.
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 With Tobey Maguire, where they just there were too many villains in that. The stories were just
Pressure
so
from the
rushed.
studios, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But- so-
Because they did have. Sorry, I'm sorry. I keep cutting you off. It's my fault. I keep thinking you're done. And-
No, but my mouth is still moving when you cut me off.
Sorry.
Oh,
Every
honeymoon's
time.
over. Honeymoon's over.
All the time.
Anyway, okay, go.
No, I don't know. God damn it.
Anyway,
Too many villains?
too many
Too
villains.
many villains. Yes.
Yes, that's one thing about the new ones is that what I always wanted, even in like what they did in Amazing Spider-Man, which I found was okay. They had it where it was like he's fighting a villain right away, and then he puts him in jail right away, like kind of like how he did in the cartoon, where it'd be like he'd be fighting, say, Hobgoblin, beginning, kick his ass, he's in jail. Like you get a peek at a villain. Not every single villain necessarily needs an origin story, at least not right away, anyway. You know, so less villains,
Or just
focus on one.
But it was like actually like the original one, like that always kind of holds like a good spot in my heart. It's the first X-Men movie.
Yeah, of course.
And it was run by Fox before Marvel got rights to it again.
Yes.
And then even like, so X-Men was my first superhero movie.
Right.
And then I actually quite like the First Class series.
Yeah, no, they're good. They're good. I'm not. Yeah, definitely.
Everyone always kind of like rags on them there too. It's like
They're not perfect, but
they're
at
not
the same
perfect,
time,
but
they're
no movie's
entertaining.
perfect.
The one thing I can give the Andrew Garfield Spider-Mans is they did one really hard part.
Right.
Something that no one has ever been able to do.
Yeah,
And
they
did
put Gwen
it
Stacy
good.
in it.
Yeah,
They killed Gwen Stacy.
that's true.
Which
They
was
did
a
follow
And
through.
it wasn't
Huge
Mary
shame.
Jane. Fuck, I hate Mary Jane almost as much as I hate Lois Lane.
Yeah.
I do. I don't like Mary Jane. I don't like Lois Lane.
Do you like Gwen Stacy?
I do.
Okay, well you'll be excited to know. I hear there's terms going down the pipe that they're making a Spider-Gwen movie.
That'll be cool.
We'll see, yeah. But so there's our favorite Marvel MCU movies and some other ones as well that we discussed. But so we have a lot more Marvel to talk about. So until next time, I'm Big Mike.
Just Fergy Ferguson.
I'm in the doghouse.
And I'm.
So grab your popcorn, folks, because 19 fucking movies. Jesus.
Snick. No,
Yeah.
that's not Marvel.
What was that? Was that like?
No,